In a world where the noise of uncertainties seems to grow louder, many are desperately searching for clear answers and quick solutions. However, there is a source of wisdom as ancient as time itself, yet often ignored by modern society: the wisdom that comes from God. This is not just a distant theological concept, but a tangible reality that can transform anyone's life. Imagine not merely surviving, but thriving in the midst of life's storms, guided by a wisdom that goes beyond human understanding and is divinely inspired. Are we truly open to this possibility, or do we choose to navigate the turbulent waters of life relying solely on our own abilities? Discover how divine wisdom is not just about gaining knowledge, but about shaping a path of life that leads to true peace and fulfillment. But before we begin, don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more uplifting and transformative content. Benefits of divine wisdom. In the busyness of everyday life, many of us seek a refuge, a guidance that transcends the barriers of the ordinary. In this context, the wisdom that comes directly from God plays a role not just as a guide, but as a true shield against life's turbulence. Philippians 4:6-7 reveals that by giving our anxieties to God through prayer, an unmatched peace is granted, protecting our hearts and minds. Imagine for a moment that you are facing a crucial decision. The path ahead seems unclear, the options confusing. This is where divine wisdom becomes essential. By invoking it, you not only find clarity, but also the assurance of making a protected and blessed choice. Proverbs 3:13-18 compares this wisdom to treasures more precious than gold or silver, emphasizing that whoever finds it attains a full and truly rich life. In the realm of human relationships, this wisdom empowers us to handle interpersonal challenges with greater understanding and love. Patience and mercy are fruits that stem from this deep knowledge and respect for the divine. By applying these values in our daily lives, we cultivate stronger, more loving relationships. Have you ever considered how your daily interactions could be transformed if every word and action were filtered through God's wisdom? In practical situations, for instance, when facing conflict at work or home, instead of responding hastily, a pause for silent prayer can reveal paths of concord and understanding. This is not just theory, it's a practice many believers have witnessed. Psalm 37:30 says that the mouth of the righteous speaks wisdom, and their tongue speaks what is just. This principle is also an invitation to reflect on how we position ourselves in the face of daily challenges. Divine wisdom is not just an abstract concept, but an accessible tool that guides us to make decisions aligning our actions with the highest purposes of our existence. So when we face the need to make decisions, seeking this wisdom should be our first step. This is just the beginning of the journey toward the understanding and peace that divine wisdom can offer. As we explore deeper, we will see how serenity and prosperity are intrinsically connected to this noble understanding. For now, reflect. How can you actively seek God's wisdom in your life? The peace that comes from God's wisdom. In a world marked by uncertainty and chaos, peace may seem like a distant ideal. However, when we turn to God's wisdom, we discover a serenity that transcends human understanding. Philippians 4:6-7 teaches us that when we present our concerns through prayer, we are enveloped by a peace that guards our hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. This divine peace manifests as a safe harbor where life's storms lose their power to disturb our tranquility. Picture yourself in a situation of hardship where every news brings more concern. It is in this scenario that divine wisdom becomes a beacon, illuminating our path and offering clarity amidst confusion. By applying this wisdom in your daily life, you will realize that despite external circumstances, a sense of calm and control can be maintained. This is because you know that greater than any adversity is the power of God working in favor of those who trust in Him. This peace is lasting and incomparable to the peace the world tries to offer. Human wisdom is often flawed and temporary, but God's wisdom is constant and eternal. It teaches us to look beyond appearances and focus on what is eternal. In moments of prayer and meditation, when we step away from external noise and seek God's voice, we find answers that guide us to live more fully and serenely. In everyday life, this peace can be evidenced in small decisions. For instance, when facing a conflict, instead of reacting impulsively, you can choose to respond with words that promote understanding and reconciliation. This not only resolves the conflict more effectively, but also bears witness to the power of God's wisdom and peace in action in your life. Moreover, this peace has a multiplying effect in our community. When we live in peace, we positively influence those around us, creating an environment where harmony prevails. Reflect on this. How can the peace you cultivate become a blessing to others? How can your life be a living testimony of the peace that surpasses all understanding? As we consider the richness and depth of the peace that God's wisdom offers, we are naturally led to ponder the wealth it brings in all areas of our lives. We will explore more on this in the next segment. The prosperity that God's wisdom brings. When we talk about prosperity, we often limit ourselves to thinking in material terms. However, the true wealth that God's wisdom provides goes far beyond tangible assets. Proverbs 3:13-18 teaches us that wisdom is more valuable than gold and silver, opening the way to a life filled with peace and satisfaction. This spiritual and emotional prosperity translates into a life rich in understanding and in harmony with divine purposes. Imagine a business person who seeks not only financial success, but leadership that reflects ethical and spiritual values. By applying divine wisdom to their business decisions, they not only prosper in their business, but also create a work environment that promotes the well-being and motivation of their employees. This is a practical example of how God's wisdom can positively influence all aspects of our lives, including our professional lives. Beyond the personal aspect, the prosperity brought by divine wisdom enables us to be agents of change in our community. It teaches us to look beyond our needs and serve others with generosity and compassion. For instance, when recognizing a need in your community, you may be inspired to start a social project that not only meets this immediate need, but also promotes education and sustainable development. This broadened vision of prosperity also allows us to face challenges with a different perspective. Instead of despairing in the face of adversity, we are encouraged by God's wisdom to see every obstacle as an opportunity for growth and learning. This not only strengthens us individually, but also enriches our life experience, making us more resilient and adaptable. To cultivate this prosperity in your life, consider investing time in prayer and meditation, seeking God's guidance for your actions. Reading biblical passages about providence and divine generosity can serve as a powerful source of inspiration and motivation. Additionally, surrounding yourself with people who also value and practice this wisdom can enrich your spiritual journey. By understanding the true nature of the prosperity that divine wisdom offers, we realize how it prepares us to receive and use God's blessings in ways that transcend the material. Now, as we explore further, we will discover how we can acquire this priceless wisdom that promises to transform all areas of our lives. How to acquire God's wisdom. Acquiring God's wisdom is a process that begins with acknowledging our need for this higher guidance. Proverbs 3:5-6 invites us to trust in the Lord with all our heart and not to lean on our own understanding. This means that first and foremost, we must humble ourselves and accept that true wisdom does not come from us, but from God. Imagine standing at a significant crossroads in your life. The decision you need to make is difficult, and the consequences are significant. Instead of relying only on your intelligence or the advice of friends, you turn to prayer, seeking God's wisdom. James 1:5 assures us that if we ask God for wisdom, He will give it generously without reproach. This is the first practical step, asking. In addition to asking, it is crucial to cultivate a daily relationship with God through reading the Bible and meditating on his words. Psalm 119:105 describes the scriptures as a lamp to our feet and a light for our path. By dedicating time to understand and reflect on the Word of God, your mind aligns with divine principles, and the answers to life's questions become clearer. In your daily life, you can also grow in divine wisdom by surrounding yourself with mentors and friends who seek this wisdom as well. As Proverbs 13:20 says, "Whoever walks with the wise becomes wise." Participate in Bible study groups or prayer gatherings where you can share doubts and gain insights from other believers. These communities are invaluable for spiritual growth. Moreover, practicing obedience is essential. Divine wisdom often requires us to make decisions that go against popular trends or expectations. This may mean choosing not to follow an easier path if it is not aligned with God's teachings. By living according to biblical principles, even when they are challenging, we strengthen our faith and character. Finally, remember that acquiring wisdom is a continuous process. It is not a one-time event, but a lifelong journey. Be patient with yourself and persistent in your quest. Spiritual growth is gradual and cumulative. How can you start today to more actively seek God's wisdom in your life? With this understanding of how to acquire God's wisdom, we are ready to explore the mechanisms of protection that this wisdom offers, ensuring that we can live not only with knowledge, but also with security. The protection that God's wisdom offers. God's wisdom not only illuminates our path, but also serves as a protective shield against the dangers and temptations we encounter in life. Proverbs 2:11-12 assures us that discretion and understanding will guard us, protecting us from the paths of the wicked and people of ill intent. This protection is a divine resource that allows us to navigate the complexities of the world without losing our way. Imagine being in a situation where you feel pressured to compromise your values for short-term gain. Here, God's wisdom can act as a compass, guiding your decisions and helping you maintain your integrity. For example, a business person might be tempted to adopt unethical practices to outdo the competition, but by following divine wisdom, they find ethical and more sustainable ways to grow. In everyday life, this protection also manifests in how we handle conflicts and challenges. Instead of responding impulsively or harmfully, God's wisdom empowers us to choose responses that promote peace and reconciliation. This not only resolves conflicts more effectively, but also preserves important relationships and strengthens our reputation as principled people. Furthermore, God's wisdom protects our hearts and minds from despair and discouragement. In times of crisis or loss, when it's easy to fall into despair, divine wisdom offers us a higher perspective, reminding us of God's constant presence and love. This can be especially comforting in moments of grief or when facing serious illnesses. To apply this protection in your life, consider establishing daily routines of prayer and reflection. Seeking God at the start of the day can prepare your spirit for the challenges ahead and cloak your mind with the peace that only He can offer. Additionally, engaging in community with other believers can provide additional support and valuable insights that reinforce this spiritual protection. By understanding and embracing the protection that God's wisdom offers, we are better equipped to face life's adversities with courage and confidence. Now, when considering these barriers as opportunities for growth, we are guided to reflect on the biblical stories of men and women who lived under divine wisdom and were greatly blessed. Biblical examples of divine wisdom. The Bible is filled with accounts of individuals who, by embracing God's wisdom, saw their lives transformed and their journeys marked by significant achievements. One of the most notable examples is King Solomon, who chose to ask God for wisdom instead of riches or power. In response, God not only granted Solomon unparalleled wisdom, but also wealth and peace during his reign, as described in 1 Kings 3:5-14. Imagine having the ability to resolve complex conflicts or make decisions that affect thousands of people. Solomon, with his divinely granted wisdom, was able to rule Israel with justice and discernment, leaving a legacy of judicious decisions still studied today. For example, his ability to discern the true mother of a child with just wise words demonstrates the profound impact his wisdom had on the daily life of his people. Another inspiring example is Joseph, who, despite facing adversities such as the betrayal of his brothers and injustice in prison, continued to trust in God's wisdom. This trust not only sustained him during his trials, but also prepared him to become governor of Egypt, where his wise management during a time of famine saved countless lives, including his own family. In the Acts of the Apostles, we see Jesus' disciples, initially ordinary men, transformed by his teachings and the Holy Spirit. They began to speak with authority and wisdom, facing persecution and challenges with courage derived directly from their faith and divine understanding. Their ability to spread the gospel across diverse cultures and languages exemplifies how God's wisdom can empower anyone to achieve great things. In your daily life, think about how the wisdom of biblical figures can inspire your own actions. For instance, when facing an ethical dilemma at work, remembering Joseph's integrity might give you the courage to act rightly, even when it's difficult. Or when dealing with family challenges, Solomon's wisdom can help you find solutions that promote peace and justice. As we reflect on these stories, we realize that God's wisdom is not a distant concept, but an accessible reality that can profoundly impact and transform our lives. With this understanding, we are encouraged to seek this wisdom not only for personal benefit, but as a way of living that reflects God's love and justice in all our actions. Inner transformation by God's wisdom. God's wisdom is not just a guide for wise decisions. It is an agent of deep transformation that reshapes our inner being. Romans 12:2 exhorts us not to conform to the patterns of this world, but to be transformed by the renewal of our mind through the wisdom that comes from God. This kind of wisdom changes the way we see the world and how we relate to the people around us. Imagine what life would be like if in every decision we could access wisdom that transcends the ordinary, helping us choose not just the good, but the best. This divine wisdom shapes our character, making us more patient, merciful, and loving, qualities that reflect the character of Christ. For example, in conflict situations, a heart shaped by divine wisdom seeks reconciliation rather than victory, promoting peace instead of fostering divisions. Moreover, inner transformation equips us to face adversities with a new perspective. We no longer see challenges as mere obstacles, but as opportunities to grow and glorify God. This gives us lasting peace, knowing that God is working in us and through us, regardless of external circumstances. To cultivate this transformation, it is vital to dedicate time to prayer and study of the Word. Daily meditation on verses that speak of God's wisdom and character can transform our reactions and daily decisions. For example, starting the day with a reading of Proverbs can equip us with thoughts and principles that will guide our actions throughout the day. Inner transformation also involves community. Being surrounded by others who seek to live according to divine wisdom can encourage and strengthen our own journey. Participating in Bible study groups or prayer meetings not only supports our spiritual walk, but also provides practical examples of how others apply God's wisdom in their lives. By understanding and experiencing the transformation that God's wisdom can work within us, we are inspired to continue living and learning in ways that increasingly reflect the love and holiness of God. Divine wisdom not only informs us, but forms us. Now, as we consider these transformations, we are also motivated to look at contemporary examples of how divine wisdom continues to act powerfully today. Contemporary examples of divine wisdom. In a world where we often look to the past for wisdom, it is vital to recognize that God's wisdom continues to act powerfully today. Personalities such as Corrie ten Boom and Nick Vujicic are living testimonies of the transformative impact that divine wisdom can have on a life. Corrie ten Boom, a Holocaust survivor, exemplifies how God's wisdom can enable someone to forgive even under the most brutal circumstances. Despite the horrors she faced, she chose to forgive those who caused immense suffering to her and her family. This act of mercy and forgiveness not only freed Corrie from a burden of bitterness, but also inspired countless others worldwide to seek reconciliation and peace. Nick Vujicic, born without arms and legs, is another impressive example of how divine wisdom can transcend physical limitations. His life is a living message of hope and purpose, demonstrating that physical limitations do not define a person's value or capacity. Through his lectures and books, Nick has inspired millions to view their struggles in a new light and to find strength in God's wisdom and love. These contemporary examples show us that God's wisdom is not an outdated concept, but a vibrant reality that continues to shape lives today. They encourage us to seek this wisdom not as a mere addition to our existing knowledge, but as the foundation upon which we build every aspect of our existence. To apply this wisdom in your life, consider what these stories teach about resilience, purpose, and faith. It could be as simple as starting your day with a prayer, asking God to guide your thoughts and actions, or as engaging as starting a project that addresses a need in your community, inspired by the example of Corrie and Nick. These stories are not just inspiring, they are an invitation for each of us to live more deeply and meaningfully. As you reflect on how God's wisdom can transform your life, ask yourself, how can I be a vehicle of this wisdom in my own context? God's wisdom and life purpose. Divine wisdom reveals paths that we often do not perceive on our own. Ephesians 5:15-17 advises us to live wisely, not foolishly, making the most of every opportunity that God offers us. This means that by integrating divine wisdom into our lives, we begin to understand our true purpose and how each action and decision can reflect this greater purpose. Imagine using your talents in a way that not only meets your needs, but also contributes significantly to the community around you. When we live according to divine wisdom, every choice and every step are guided by a deeper understanding of what God desires for our lives. This leads to intentional living, where every decision is an opportunity to glorify God and serve others meaningfully. For example, a doctor may see their profession not only as a means of making a living, but as a calling to heal and relieve suffering through the love and compassion that flow from their faith. Moreover, God's wisdom helps us discern when to use our gifts in ways that maximize their impact. This can be as practical as choosing the best way to contribute to your local church, or deciding to start a new project that addresses your community's needs. Think about the specific gifts God has given you. How can you use them in ways that truly make a difference? This journey in search of divine purpose is not just about doing good works. It's about aligning every aspect of our existence with God's will. This brings a satisfaction that goes beyond material or professional success, because we are fulfilling the plan that God has laid out for us. What does this look like in practice? It could start with something as simple as dedicating time each day to prayer and meditation, seeking God's direction for the challenges and opportunities ahead. By understanding and living according to divine purpose, our lives naturally exude the wisdom that comes from God. This not only benefits us individually, but also has a positive impact on the lives of those around us. Living with purpose is living with depth, and divine wisdom is the key that unlocks this way of life. How can you start today to align your daily actions more closely with the divine purpose God has for your life? This is an invitation to reflect deeply and act according to the wisdom that surpasses all human understanding. Difference between human and divine wisdom. The difference between human wisdom and divine wisdom is like comparing a candle to a lighthouse. While human wisdom is limited, influenced by our personal experiences, and often flawed, divine wisdom is infallible, eternal, and all-encompassing. Proverbs 2:6 reminds us that the Lord gives wisdom, from his mouth come knowledge and understanding. This wisdom is not just a tool for making decisions, but the foundation upon which we can build a life of true integrity and purpose. Imagine what life would be like if, in every decision, we could access wisdom that transcends the ordinary, helping us choose not just the good, but the best. This divine wisdom allows us to see beyond appearances, discerning the heart of the matter, and acting with a clarity that only closeness to God can offer. For example, when facing an ethical dilemma at work, divine wisdom can reveal not only the most effective solution, but also the most just. Human wisdom can lead us to significant achievements and accomplishments, but it is often driven by selfish desires or limited by our ability to comprehend. In contrast, divine wisdom guides us to make choices that reflect love, justice, and mercy, aligning our actions with the eternal values of God's kingdom. This can be seen in situations where the easiest choice is not the right one. Here, divine wisdom strengthens us to choose the more challenging but morally sound path. Moreover, God's wisdom offers us a perspective that transcends time and culture, providing principles that we apply not only in personal situations, but also in broader contexts, such as community leadership or global initiatives. Think about how this wisdom can be applied in your life, perhaps starting with how you treat others daily or how you can contribute to solving problems in your community. This wisdom also brings peace that human wisdom cannot offer. In moments of uncertainty and chaos, while many despair, those who rely on divine wisdom find serenity and confidence because they know that their lives are anchored in something much greater than visible circumstances. As we reflect on these truths, we are invited to seek more than just information or skills. We are called to seek a deep relationship with the Creator, who is the source of all true wisdom. How can you seek this divine wisdom in your own life, and how can it transform the way you live and interact with the world around you? Why not share your journey with others? Comment below on how you plan to incorporate God's wisdom into your routine. And if you found inspiration or comfort in these words, subscribe to the channel and activate notifications so you don't miss any content that could further enrich your spiritual journey. Remember, divine wisdom is more than knowledge. It's a way of life that transforms, renews, and brings lasting hope.